إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. نشهد يا رسول الله أنك قد أديت الأمانة وبلغت الرسالة ونصحت الأمة وكشفت الغمة وجاهدت في الله حق جهاده حتى أتاك اليقين، فجزاك الله عنا خير ما جاز نبيا عن أمته ورسولا عن رسالته. أما بعد، يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء، واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم، ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد، فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله، وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. ثم أما بعد. My dear brothers and sisters in Islam, today we will talk about something that is extremely important. Something that we take for granted. Very easy to talk about, very difficult to do. And most people misunderstand the word. They think about just one thing. That word is amana. Most people, when you talk about, do you have amana, akhi? They always think money. As you'll see today, inshallah, it has a lot more than you think. The word amana. This word that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, Inna aradna al-amana, this amana. So we'll talk about the definition. Ala samawati wal ardi wal jibal. We have offered this amana for the heavens and the earth and the mountains. فَأَشْفَقْنَا مِنْهَا. They were actually afraid of it. Why? But who carried it? فَأَبَيْنَ أَن يَحْمِلْنَهَا. They actually refused to carry this amana. And they were afraid of it. وَحَمَلَهَا الْإِنسَانِ. Human being, because they have the mind, they think that we can do anything. They said, we will take it on. What is the amana? The whole deen is amana. Your whole life is amana. Everything that you do is amana. Everything you see, you hear, you walk to, you touch, you behave, you dress, everything is amana. Your ibadah is amana. Your senses are amana. The people are amana. There are three types of amana. لِرَبِّكَ وَلِنَفْسِكَ وَلِغَيْرِكَ. There are three categories. Amana toward your Lord, Allah subhanahu wa jalla fi ula. And amana toward yourself. And amana toward others. And that's another category. We'll take one at a time, inshallah. But when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَحَمَلَهَا الْإِنسَانِ, when we carried it, we said, yes, we will take this option. We will be mukallaf, obligated, mukhayyar, musayyar, driven, and have a choice. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commented after this. We said what? وَكَانَ إِنسان ظَلُومًا جَهُولًا. ظَلُومًا لِنَفْسِهِ وَجَهُولًا بِالْعَاقِبَةِ. This human being that took on this amana, you oppressed yourself by doing that. Because you don't understand the amana and how important it is, the responsibility that we've taken on. It's extremely important. And jahul, you're actually ignorant to the fact of what happens after that in the hereafter. Because you will be asked for every penny. Every penny. Where did you get it from? And how did you spend it? you will be asked about everything. Even your senses will talk. Your whims, limbs, and desires will talk. You won't talk on Judgment Day. They will talk on your behalf. They will see if you had the amana or not. Now let's talk about this amana. 3 types. Toward your Lord, toward yourself, and toward others. First, this ibadah, this act of worship, akhi. You understand something called the hand-me-down Islam? Most of us have it. Especially those who are born and raised here. We call it a hand-me-down Islam. They don't understand Islam is. I just saw my father. My father comes from back home. My mother comes from back home, whatever back home is. That's all we know about Islam. How you see our father, how you see your mother. But we actually don't study Islam. We don't go back to the sources of Islam. We don't go back to the Quran and Sunnah. No, no, no. This is how we found our forefathers. So it becomes culture. It doesn't become a religion. So you don't know the value. You don't know the fruit of the ibadah. I talked about this specifically about what is the fruit of the ibadah. You understand the fruit of the ibadah is actually your akhlaq, your moral conduct, your behavior. So think about it. I'm not going to go there, it's not our topic today. But at least think about the amana of the ibadah. Could you please be honest with yourself? At least be honest with yourself. These are rhetorical questions. I'm not interested to know the answer. But I want you to know the answer. When you make the wudu, how do you make wudu, akhi? Have you not heard Ali ibn Abi Talib radiallahu anhu an Al-Bayt Athar? What did he do when he make the wudu? He used to actually shake. You know why he used to shake when he makes the wudu? Actually, he was asked, why do you shake when you make wudu? You know his answer was? The water is too cold? No. He said, because أَتَدْرِي بَعْدَ قَلِيلٍ أَقِفْ أَمَامَ مَنْ? You know, after a few minutes I will be standing in front of whom? Have you ever thought about that when you're making the wudu? That you actually, this is miftah. This is the key of the salah. When you make the wudu, have you actually performed it like Al-Hasan wal-Husayn that they used to teach that old man that actually did not do it properly? Isbagh al-wudu, do you perform it properly? Is there an amana when you make that? You know why? Because some of the kids, and you'll know what I'm talking about. If you have children, you know, you're making wudu, son? Are you making wudu, my daughter? You know what do you hear? You just hear water running. Uh-huh. And what are they doing? They're playing around. Are you praying? Oh yeah, yeah. Allahu Akbar. In the background, they're having some earplugs and they're listening to AC/DC or whatever it is, or Justin Bieber or whatever it may be. Is this an amana, akhi? But you see, you don't understand the amana. And that's what we're talking about here. The fruit of the amana. This amana. Khashyatillah. To know that Allahu muttali'un alayh. Allahu nadhirun ilay. Allah sees me. Watches over me. Every time, every step. Now, the salah. How do you pray, akhi? Is it the American Express way? Most of us pray that way. Allahu alhamdulillah. You sound like an auctioneer after a while. Allahu Akbar. And you're out of there. Is that the way we pray? Most of us pray that way. Especially when you're all alone. Especially when you're inside your room. Especially when nobody else sees you. But now you check yourself and you check how you pray in the masjid. How do you do it? When you're all alone, what do you pray? You pray with Fatiha and Qul Wallahu Ahad, right? Ikhlas. That's if you have time. Unless minimum, just Al-Fatiha. It's an obligation. Al-Fatiha, I can't do without. So just the Fatiha. And it has to be quick. But now, if you're in front of somebody, or Allah help you, if somebody opens the door in your room, your mom or your dad, when the action you're praying, and all of a sudden you hear, the door is open. La hawla. And now I have to perform properly. La ilaha inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. I had to go, I had to watch this game, watch the Bollywood movie. I had to go somewhere. Now I have to perform prayer properly because my father and my mother is there. Now instead of Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin, you take your time. And no more Qul Wallahu Ahad. No. It has to be from Al-Baqarah now. Alif Lam Mim. Right? 6 harakat, ya akhi. The tajweed, of course, I know that, I remember that. And now it has to be, mukhaffaf. Everything is perfect. And then and here in the masjid here, people look at you, go, wow, mashallah. This amazing how this brother has khushu'. And then you turn around and say, I'm fasting too. Allah help you. It's perfect khushu', mashallah, ya akhi. Wallahi, is it amana? Amana is when you're all alone, man. Amana is when you're all alone. That's the amana. Think about it. Fasting, it's an amana. Because you can break your fasting every time. You can actually eat and drink in front of people and you go home, close all the doors, the only door you open is the door of the fridge. You have an amana? It's not. You understand how the ibadah teaches you? So do you have a ibadah? رَبِّكَ عَلَيْكَ حَقٍّ. This amana. Think about it. Now, there's too many, and I don't have enough time to go into details. But you got the idea. You got the idea. This amana that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you. Let's talk about just yourself now. The ibadah is too much of a categories to go into details, but at least from now on you need to change. Remember, every time you come to the masjid, every time you hear a lecture, every time you hear a khutbah or halaqah or something online, you go to a course or whatever it is, your intention is to change. Because the hujja laka am alayk, this knowledge that you've earned, becomes a plea for you or against you. So make sure it becomes a plea for you, not against you. From now on, I'm not going to just listen. I will listen to my dad and mom, I respect him, but I have to cross-reference it with the Quran and Sunnah. Because you understand, even this poor slave of Allah, when I was young, when I studied Sharia, I learned that we have no religion. We had a culture called Islam. And that's the honest truth. If you don't believe me, look at how most of our sisters muhajjaba. Wallahi. What is it? Is it a hijab shari? No, it's Egyptian hijab, and a Pakistani hijab, a Lebanese hijab, Indian hijab. Everybody has their own hijab, and most of them are like this, halfway. This is the hijab, or better yet, the hijab is on their shawls on the weddings, right? And the weddings they don't have a hijab. No. They have a shawl on the shoulders because as soon as they hear the Quran, what happens? The convertible hijab comes on. They say Sadaqallah al-Azim, khalas, Quran is finished. It's not a hijab, man. It's a cultural thing. And the sister is muhajjaba, and I know these people, by the way. They're my family members. Their sister is muhajjaba, and it becomes their wedding night. What do they do? Take off the hijab. Why? Because their culture says that. Not Allah, not Rasulullah. People. You understand the power of culture? The sister takes off the hijab. This is how she thanks Allah. You give me the husband. Thank you, Allah. Here's now, let me show you my gratitude. I'm going to disobey you now. In front of everybody. And not only that, they take pictures of the sister not wearing hijab and they blast it all over their house for every Tom, Dick, and Harry to see. Facebook now, millions now. For every hair that the sister is shown to every non-mahram is a sin. Every hair. You understand? For every hair that shows is one sin. For every brother that sees her is one sin. Multiply the numbers of the hairs, multiply the numbers of the people till judgment day. Enjoy, ukhti. Wallahi. So you understand the amana, akhi? The amana is between you and Allah, you and your Lord, not the care about the creator, not the creation. Most people think, what will people say? What will Allah say, ya akhi? Will people help you in your grave or judgment day? La wallahi. Everybody will say nafsi, nafsi. Myself. So do me a favor. Save yourself, akhi. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu qu anfusakum wa ahlikum nara wa quduha an-nas wal hijara. So now talk about you. Because Allah said that. Qu anfusakum first, wa ahlikum. As a matter of fact, in the airplane, when you hear the stewardess talk about it, in case of whatever, she says, first you do what? Where do you put the mask? On your child? I love my child. He's everything to me. But actually they will tell you, no, put the mask on yourself first. Because if you can't help yourself, you can't help others. Allah says the same thing. Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu qu anfusakum wa ahlikum. But after you solve yourself. Now let's talk about yourself. Amana. Tangible things. Most of us, when they go to a job, what do? Yeah, I see this paper here. What's the big deal? I take the paper from the printer and I take it home with me. I need a piece of paper, man. I have a clip. It's only a few cents. I take a pen. from the hotel or whatever it is. A souvenir. Or whatever it may be. It's not a big deal. It's a big deal, akhi. You're not ameen, my brother. As a matter of fact, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put it as a condition for you to marry a sister. يا أبت استهجره إن خير من استجرت القوي الأمين. Amana. Oh my father, hire him. Because the one that I want to marry has to have two things. At-Tabari rahmatullahi alayhi says qawi in iman, number one. But the later scholar says everything. All aspects. Strength in everything. Not just iman. And ameen, trustworthy. I'll talk about it on the third category. Others, not you. You for now, do me a favor, akhi, from now on. If you ever take anything from work, you need to donate something. Do me a favor. Do yourself a favor. You take $20, just donate it to the, or whatever it is, to word it. Because if you fax something that is personal, if you use the phone that's personal, if you use time that's personal, you better donate toward it or come work on your day off or stay late or stay before. Because you understand you're being paid for something that you're not doing. You're accumulating this a few minutes a day, that's hours in a week and hours in a month and days and years, and in your lifetime you'll be earning halal money or unlawful money. Do you understand, akhi? This is serious stuff, the amana. Don't take it lightly, please. Now, staying with yourself. How about your limbs and your whims and desires? You know that they will testify for you or against you. You know that, right? On Judgment Day, you won't be able to talk. This will be sealed. You won't talk. Too late. Who will talk on your behalf? This hand will says, Ya Allah, I did this. These feet, Ya Allah, He took me there. Ya Allah, I did this. Ya Allah, I looked at that. Ya Allah, I listened to this. Ya Allah, I said this. The tongue, you know what puts you on your face in the hellfire? That's what the hadith says. It says, حَصَائِدْ أَلْسِنَتِكُمْ حَصَائِدْ أَلْسِنَتِكُمْ. So let's talk about amana just to save yourself, akhi and ukhti. Your hand. What does it do? Does it give or does it take? Do you actually help or hurt? Do you read the Quran or hold something else? Your feet take you to the masajid or bars? Your eyes, what did they look at? What do you hear? What do you say? Again, I don't have enough time to go into details. You know what I'm talking about. Lessons to learn, things to go. The to-do list from now on, remember this well, I'm repeating it. Your eyes are like your camera lenses. Camera lens. Everything you see is recorded. Your ears and your mouth are your MP3. Whatever you hear and say is recorded, downloaded. Your mind is your modem, your heart is your hard drive. This is your mouth. Mouse is moving. Is it a laptop or desk drive? Whatever it may be. Everything is done, downloaded. However, this DVD, akhi, you can't hide it from your parents anymore. You can't shove it under your drawer. Because it will be uploaded on Judgment Day. Uploaded on Judgment Day. Everybody will see it. So I'm leaving you with one question. Will you be proud of this DVD? That's all. After just raha, we'll talk about others quickly, inshallah. Asking Allah to make us among those who listen to speech and follow the best of it. أقول ما تسمعون استغفر الله واستغفروه فيفوز المستغفرين. الحمد لله وحده والصلاة والسلام على من لا نبي بعده أما بعد. So we talked about the amana لربك ولنفسك. Let's talk about لغيرك. Amana toward your Lord, and we haven't given its rights. Just a quick reminder. And toward yourself, again, we haven't given its right, but at least to remind yourself. And now let's talk لغيرك. The first amana, akhi, your parents. How are you with your parents? What do you mean? My rents? That's what we call them now, right? We don't call them parents anymore. They're rents. We talk in letters, by the way, so our parents don't know what we're talking about. So when you're texting or you're putting anything on your Facebook, and of course you have two Facebook accounts, right? The Facebook account that's your real name and your parents have access to that. And then you have another Facebook account that your parents are absolutely no idea what you have, and you have an alias name. I'm not going to tell you what your name is. You know. Foxy this, too hot for that, or whatever, this mama, or this, what. You know. You have an alias name that you know what it is. I'm not going to go into details. You know what I'm talking about. And you speak in letters, right? And I know also what letters they are. So now, these parents, akhi, how are you to them? You know, the scholar says you will be crying instead of tears, blood, if they die and you weren't good enough to them. For a reason, the hadith says, Qul Ameen. Prophet Muhammad was told by Jibreel alayhi salam on the pulpit. He told him to say Ameen 3 times. Among the 3 times, he says, Ya Muhammad alayhi salam, say Ameen. He says, Ameen. He says, what's one of the reasons? He says, if 1 or 2 of the parents were alive and they were not good enough reason for you to go to Jannah. فَأَبْعَدَهُ اللَّهِ. May Allah distance him away from him. Meaning away from his mercy and away from his Jannah. You understand, akhi and ukhti? Remember, when a man was crying, and when Prophet Muhammad was told by Jibreel, ask this man, why is he crying when he's coming to you? He says, Ya Rasulullah, my son. He says, yes, what happened? He says, my son, when he was young, when he was weak, I was strong. When he was poor, I was rich. Now that I'm old, I am weak and he is strong. I am poor and he is rich and he doesn't help me with anything. He doesn't give me with anything. So Prophet ﷺ got upset, he got angry. He said, bring him to me. So are you the son? Is what your father is saying true? He said, yes, Ya Rasulullah. He grabbed his shoulders and shook him. He says, Anta wa ma luka li abik. Another narration, Anta wa ma laka li abik. The first one, Anta wa ma luka. You and your wealth is for your father. Anta wa ma laka. You and what you possess is for your father. So what do you do with your father come over, akhi? You hide the good food? Oh, honey, wait, my dad is coming. My parents are coming, man. Take out the lobster and the shrimp. Bring the cheese and crackers. The old ones. The one with mold. So we just need to get rid of them. Oh, the parents are out now? Okay, bring in the lobsters and shrimp again. Allah help you, wallahi. Have you not heard your mother say this, akhi? Ya bunay, kana sadri laka ghida'a wa hijri laka wi'a'a. Oh, my son, my lap was a source of comfort for you. My bosom was a source of nourishment for you. Why are you treating me like a slave? Did I not devote my whole life to raise you? Am I not the second reason for your creation? Why you put me in an old home? I can't handle you. Mom, you're a nuisance. You're cramping my style. I don't have time for you. Have you not heard Abdullah ibn Umar radiallahu anhu when a man says, I have paid my debt to my mother? He says, how? How did you pay your debt to your mother? He says, كُنْتُ لَهَا بَعِيرُهَا الْمُذَلَّلِ. I was her mode of transportation. I brought her to perform Hajj from a far city. I carried her. I carried her to perform Tawaf and Hajj. I fed her. I cleaned her. I changed her. I bathed her. Have I paid my debt? He says, La wallahi, nay. Not wala bitalqa. Not even with one labor pain she had to endure to give you birth. He says, how come? He says, كانت تفعل معك كل هذا وتتمنى لك الحياة وأنت تفعل معها هذا وتتمنى لها الموت ليسوا سواء. So she used to do everything you're doing for her now when you were young, but she was hoping that you would live. But you're doing what you're doing for her now and you're hoping that she would die. They're not the same. The hadith says, you will only be able to pay the debt of your father. You will never be able to pay the debt of your mother. Never. But the hadith says you will be able to pay the debt of your father. You know how? If you find him actually a slave and you pay his ransom to free him and let him go. That's the only way you pay your debt for your father. Just in case you're wondering. Now on Amana, how about your spouses? How about your children? I don't have enough time, but let's go quickly, inshallah. Spouses, akhi. So you tell your wife to shorten the dress a bit. Take off the hijab. What are you doing? You want to make sure that we're not irhabi, man. People are already telling us we're terrorists. You want to be with these people? Is this what you want, akhi? Do you want to be the youth? You know what the youth is? Man ra'a al-qubh ala ahlihi wa radiya bihi. If he sees your parents or your mother or your daughter or your wife that she's not wearing shari or doing something haram or asking her to do something that's haram, and you're okay with that, That is called the youth, like a pimp. There's a banner in heaven that says, لا يدخلك the youth. These type of men, they're not men, they're males. Not men. Major difference. You're not a man, akhi. You're a male. I understand that. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala defined who the males are and men are in the Quran. Go back and do it, your homework. One of them is here. فيها رجال. Allah said the rijal. Among the rijal, those sadaqullah ma ahadullah alayh. Sadaqu, firm on that covenant they took with Allah. These are men. Otherwise, they're just males. Amana, you taking your wife to hellfire with you? Or you taking your wife to Jannah with you, akhi? When you said to her father, I put my hand in yours, I'm taking the amana. Did you really trust the amana? You understand what I'm talking about, akhi? How about you, ukhti? Are you putting pressure on your husband to get money? Doesn't matter. I don't care where you get it from. But my neighbor has a Mercedes-Benz. I have to have a Mercedes-Benz. She has this type of fur coat. She has type this, these type of bracelets and all these things in here and all that lovely gold stuff. Now, I'm not missing a limb. I'm a woman just like her. You need to give me this. You need to give me this now. And the man has to go bribe, steal and whatever. It doesn't matter, man, because the pressure is on too high. Listen, أختي the صحابيات رضي الله عنهن أجمعين. اتق الله فينا. Listen to this well, أختي. Well. They said, اتق الله فينا. Fear Allah in us. Why? Bring us all this money, bring us everything? She says, no. نحن نصبر على حر الجوع ولا نصبر على حر جهنم. We can withstand the pain of the hellfire? No. She says, we can withstand the pain of hunger, but we cannot withstand the pain of the hellfire. اتق الله فينا. Meaning what? Don't feed us something haram. Make sure you get the lawful sources of money, not unlawful sources of money. Your kids. Have you wasted the amana, akhi? Are you just a dollar sign dad? Is that who you are? Your job is, that's it, right? My job is to just put food on the, that's it, man. I don't care. My kids, I don't know them. I don't even know their secrets. I don't know their favorite color. I don't know their favorite movie. I don't know their favorite, what do they want to do when they grow up. I don't know them. I don't know them. I weren't there for them when they were young. They won't be there for me when I'm old. Have you wasted the amana, akhi? Did you do your best to bring your children to masajid? No. Let them be raised by TVs. I don't care. I have my own problems. I don't have time. You will have time with them either in a hospital, rehab center, or in the morgue, or in prison. You don't have time? You better make time. What? Did you just want to get married and have kids? Don't you think that you have a license to order for you to drive? You want to have a baby with not what to do? You want to get your marriage license from the city hall by just pay 130 bucks? I'm licensed to get married now. I'm the man. You understand it's the most important decision you make in your life, having a child? Second to making decision to marry. That's number 2. Number 1 is having a child. Do you know who your friends are? Their friends are? Do you know their social media? Did you raise a nation maker or breaker? I'll leave you with the elephant theory, just in case you're wondering. If I actually killed my son or raised my son. Did you raise a mama, boy, ukhti? Everything, son, you come to me, I'll do it for you. You raised a wuss, not a man, ukhti. If you're there for them to solve all their problems, they will always come back and depend on you. You need to raise a leader, man. Independent, not dependent. Delegate responsibilities to them. And by the way, what I mean by the elephant theory is, the elephant when they're young, they put this shackle on their feet. Very strong, firm in the ground. No matter how much they try, they won't be able to get away. So psychologically, they're blocked. That's it. As soon as they put the shackle on, they give up, they surrender. When they grow up, they put the shackle, even though the elephant can tear it apart, but they don't try. That's it. So what have you raised your son to be? A loser? What have you told him? I wish I never had you. You're stupid. You're an idiot. You're a loser. Why can't you be like this person? You just killed your son, akhi. Congratulations. From now on, if you can't help, don't hurt. Do me a favor. Start talking about behaviors, not your son. I love you, son, but your behavior is unacceptable. But I love you. I love you, daughter, but your behavior is unacceptable. Because you are Superman to them. Parents are everything to their children. So if you go to your child and you tell them all these negative connotations, they'll think they're right. Because who you think who you are, who you're told who you are. Especially when it comes from everyone that loves you. These are the people supposed to protect me. These are the people that are supposed to raise me. They're pushing me down. They're killing me softly.
Don't tell me I'm killing you with kindness. No, akhi, you just killed your child. It's never too late. Turn this boat around. You speak in positive terms. You spend time with them. You delegate responsibilities to them. You travel with them and everything else. You let them run to you as you let them run away from you. So much more to share. Time is out. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us of those who hold the amana and make sure to come back on Quran and Sunnah and take away that tradition. Because Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam called it what? Da'uha innaha muntina. Those who actually follow tradition and leave the Quran and Sunnah, Prophet ﷺ says, دعوها إنها منتنة أبدعوة الجاهلية وأنا بين ظهرانيكم. You're going with the pre-Islamic era, the ignorant era before, even if I'm still alive. يا معشر الأنصار ويا معشر المهاجرين. You call yourself that way? Not a Muslim? You don't follow Quran and Sunnah? You take the tribalism over anything else? Nationalism over everything else? No. No more culture. We take the culture as long as it doesn't contradict نص صريح أو حديث صحيح. We accept culture as long as it does not contradict the Quran, which is a clear verse, or a hadith that is authentic. With that, I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bring you call yourself in front of Allah, I'm a Muslim, Ya Allah. I'm not a Pakistani or Indian or Egyptian or Lebanese or whatever it is. Wallahi. هو سماكم مسلمين من قبل. Listen and wake up, my brothers and sisters, before it's too late. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us among those who listen to speech and follow the best of it. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله عليه وصحبه والتابعين. يا ربنا لك الحمد كما ينبغي جلال وجهك وعظيم سلطانك. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد في الاولين وفي الاخرين وفي الملأ الاعلى الى يوم الدين. اللهم انصر الاسلام وعز المسلمين واعلي بفضلك كلمتي الحق والدين واذل الشرك والمشركين اعداءك اعداء الدين. اوقع الكافرين في الكافرين واوقع الظالمين في الظالمين واخرجنا من بينهم سالمين. اللهم احفظنا بالاسلام قائمين واحفظنا بالاسلام قاعدين واحفظنا بالاسلام راقدين ولا تشمت بنا الاعداء ولا الحاسدين. اللهم احفظنا من بين ايدينا ومن خلفنا وعن ايماننا وعن شمائلنا ومن فوقنا ونعوذ بعظمتك أن نغتال من تحتنا. أقول ما تسمعون فما كان فيه من صواب فمن الرحمن وما كان فيه من خطأ من لسان فمني ومن الشيطان والله ورسوله بن براء وأعوذ بالله أن أذكركم به وأنساه وأقم الصلاة.